Welcome back to the channel, folks. I am Matt. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to do a quick review on the Heretic Jinn. We're going to compare it to some other knives, especially the MSI Mini here, because I've seen people online ask about the two, which one to get. And then I got to rant a little bit about Heretic, and I'm going to try to be as diplomatic as possible, but I just have this like love-hate relationship with them. Hate's too strong of a word. I feel like they're like my teenage kid where you love them, but they're so frustrating. But anyway, let's first take a look at the Jinn here. This is kind of a gentlemanly little knife, sort of an escape from Heretic's normal style. Now, they already did do a Jinn slip joint. It came out a few years ago, I believe. And now they have a locking Jinn. This one, it does have their button lock, okay, their button plunge lock. Doesn't bother me as much on a smaller knife like this. I'm not going to be using this all day long for like hard use or skinning some animals outside or anything like that. It's just going to be in my pocket to open up some packages here and there. And so a little button lock like that does not bother me as much. This does have a magnacut blade. It's a Wharncliffe with kind of a sheep's foot, inspiration blade. I really like it. You got some speed holes there. The magnacut does have a high HRC. CBRX, I believe is his name. He did an HRC test on this. He does a lot of good HRC testing. It was like 63 and a half, so that's freaking awesome. High heat treat, magnacut, made in America, badass, you're speaking my language. This one does have like a apocalyptic bronze finish. I think it's a PVD finish, but it's got that unique look to it. Heretic just kind of makes like video game knives. That's sort of what they're known for, and they do a good job at that. They look really cool. You can kind of tell that they're family with Microtech, but they still have their own sort of distinct look and style. This does come in other finishes as well if you don't like the bronze. Aluminum handles, reversible pocket clip, which is great. Your button lock is on that side. And I mean, I just don't know how I don't say anything when I show that. Like, that's really my biggest issue with this knife is this pocket clip, but we'll get back to that. The action is fine. Their button locks are my favorite. It's starting to sound almost like a frog or something. Let me see if... Tell me if you can hear that. I don't know. It's kind of got a little bit of a froggy sort of sound to it, but it's fine. It breaks in a little bit. It's not the best button lock out there. There's other crisper ones, Civivi, Dead Reckon, but for this type of application, it doesn't really bother me. So you got that back flipper. You can also do a reverse flick. Feels really nice. And I got big fingers, but I can kind of do a thumb flick as well. Ergonomics on this would be great if it wasn't for this clip. Now, I already swapped the clip over, which means I'm keeping this knife. I have other Heretic knives that I've had for months that I still haven't swapped the clip over on, and so that at least says something here. I like this knife enough that I swapped the clip over, even though this pocket clip freaking drives me nuts. It's just so big for this application. It actually feels pretty good when you're flipping because your middle finger can kind of sit right in there, right? But when you're holding it, your pointer finger sits right on that. And so it's just kind of screws up the ergonomics. Now, for the amount I'm going to use this knife, not that big of a deal. I guess you can kind of scoop back there and then you're in that little swoop. But, this is an easy, summer carry, light carry, open up some packages. I'm not going to be working with this knife all day long. But still, it's just kind of a missed opportunity. Now, obviously what they did was they wanted to use the same clip from the Wraith here, all right? And also from the Pariah Mini here. And so I get it. It's not easy being an American company. It costs money to come up with a new clip style. You'd have to make a new mold, so on and so forth. Manufacturing is expensive. But they did make a Jinn slip joint a couple years ago, and those are like $320. These are like $275. But those have what looks like an aluminum or a titanium clip that was way shorter. It came to like right here. And I don't understand why they didn't use those on this. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm guessing it's a financial thing, but I would have spent $20 to $30 more for that better clip because it would have just made it so much more usable. This clip is just, it looks even bigger than it is because it doesn't have like the deep carry, right? So right under there, it's about the same size as like clip, the clip on the MSI Mini, right? But it looks even bigger just because of the way that design is. You got the screw and then the clip starts right here. But for this knife, it's just way too big in my opinion. It's an eyesore and it also doesn't feel good in the hand. So everyone that loves this knife but hates this clip, we all need to beg Lynch clips to make some Heretic clips. I mean, it would fit on multiple different knives too. I'm kind of surprised Lynch hasn't yet. Be awesome. And I'm emailing him. Email him with me this week. Let's all ask for some Heretic clips from Lynch. Besides that, though, it's a very minimalistic knife. I like the hardware on this. It's got like bronze hardware. You got your lanyard hole back here. You know, I suppose they could have brought this clip back and gotten rid of the lanyard hole right there. But then obviously that causes some other issues, I guess, you know, with where the screw is going to go. You kind of need it to go into this outer edge here because you got two scales that are kind of clamshelled together, as you can see. But it's a good look. I think it looks really nice. Everything on this looks nice except for that clip, in my opinion. Your overall length here is about 6 3/4. The blade, just the actual cutting edge, is under 3 inches. It's like 2 7/8. If you take the whole blade, it's about 3 inches. Let's see what it weighs here. 2.25 ounces. Super duper lightweight. Great summer carry knife, if you can get past that. And I'm going to. Like I said, I'm keeping it and I'm going to use it. And I'm using that damn clip. Or I'm going to see if I can get another filler tab and just take the clip off and just have no clip. This would be great for just a pocket carry knife for me. Now, let me kind of give you a backstory on my frustration here. All right. So I love their designs. They come, like, look at the blade shapes here. Really cool. Like I said, video game style, magnacut, DLC, badass, but like on every knife, there's just something that's a deal breaker for me. On the Pariah Mini here, this is their most inexpensive knife. It's like $200 or a little bit less, but these scales are just too flimsy for me. I wish they would have used more like the MSI style polymer, maybe try to put a little liner in there. But, you know, again, price. It's still not bad. Like, some people love this knife. They just flex a little bit too much. But I love the blade shape on this. Like, if I could find some other scales for this right now, I would definitely keep this. And the button lock actually feels good on this one. It's not very sticky, perfect amount of tension. Now, then you got the Wraith here. It's a very promising looking knife, right? It's won some awards, I believe. It's pretty badass looking. Also, though, with that button lock and the action's not super duper great on it. I feel like I have pretty strong fingers and you really got to like whip this guy out there. And it is fairly sticky, this button lock is. They definitely need to come up with a new locking system. But again, I get it. It's not easy being a small American company. But like this knife right here, with a top liner lock, would just be freaking badass in my opinion. Magnacut blade, love the blade shape on it. Love the look of this. This is like the Blizzard Worn Edition, I think they call it. You got some blue accents. I still might keep this one. I just haven't decided. I've gone back and forth with this. I have not decided, but like it takes quite a bit for the flipper tab. Now, one that I will just gush about, I love their fixed blade. The Cobalt here is freaking fantastic. I will buy every fixed blade they come out with. Awesome blade shape. The ergonomics on it are great. You got like some jimping right there for your pointer finger and then a little bit of jimping back here for your pinky. And you're just locked in. And then you got that lanyard on here. Great front pocket carry fixed blade. Very thin profile, not too heavy. These things are freaking fantastic. If you want a USA made fixed blade, you like the look of this, I do not think you'll be let down. Also, magnacut comes in a bunch of different colors and comes with a leather sheath, which a lot of American made fixed blades do not come with, and you have to buy one extra for like 70, 80 bucks. So this is fantastic. They freaking killed this. The Cobalt is awesome. Now, lastly, I've seen different people online say, hey, should I get the MSI Mini or should I get the Jinn? I understand why people would compare the two, but size-wise, they're very, very different, as you can see. I mean, the MSI Mini is just more of kind of a medium-sized EDC knife. This is definitely more of a mini knife. I mean, this guy is definitely heavier, at least an ounce heavier, I think. More of a hard-use knife. It's quite a bit thicker, as you can see, but more durable feeling. It definitely feels a lot more robust, a better locking system. I personally like the MSI Mini more, but I don't really think these two are in the same class of knife. This is just more of, I know it's smaller, but it's just more of a hard use, durable knife, while this is definitely more of a sleek, gentleman's carry type of knife. There they are, so you can compare the thickness. Not that much different, just the Jinn feels quite a bit smaller and just a lot lighter. So I think we'll leave it there, guys. Sorry if I sounded harsh. Like I said, it comes from a place of love, because Heretic, I really like their styling, and I know it's not easy at all being a small American company and manufacturing and trying to keep your costs down. But every single knife, there's just something a little bit wrong with it, in my opinion, that bugs me. And I really think they're going to have to come out with new locking systems. The, plunge lock system here is just getting a little old in the tooth, and it's not the best button lock out there, compared to like a Dead Reckin or Wii or something like that. It's just not the best button lock out there. So I don't mind it though with the little guy, again, because it's just not a hard use knife. I've been playing with this thing a lot. It's probably going to be in my top 5 rotation for summer shorts carry, just because it's so small and it looks really cool. So I'll stop blabbering. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and I'll leave a link for where you can pick one of these up. Please like and subscribe. That about wraps it up. Until next time, thanks for watching.